Morning learners, how are you? I hope you all are doing well. Okay, let's start today's topic. It's the breathing in the other animal. Other animals means other than the human beings. Okay. Then animals such as elephant, lion, cow, goats, frog, lizard, snake, birds have the lungs. These all have the lungs in their chest cavity, like the human being, and they breathe. They respire through their lungs. Okay. Then in other organisms means such as amoeba, euglena, paramecium. These are the unicellular organisms, right? These take oxygen directly from their surrounding, and oxygen and carbon dioxide both diffuse in as well. Carbon dioxide in, sorry, oxygen inside and carbon dioxide outside. Through the it diffuses through the outer membrane of the body. And now we will start with the cockroach. Cockroach, as it is a multicellular organism, then see, a cockroach has a small opening on the sides of their body. Uh, all the organisms, some other all are also there, insects such as cockroach, other than the cockroach, grasshopper, they have the tracheal system. They have the tracheal system. This system runs all along their body, and the air tubes called trachea opens through the small opening called the spiracles. Now I am showing you the diagram of cockroach. Now see this. Okay, now see, holes are present throughout the body. These are called spiracles, है ना? For the exchange of the gases. And insect lead a very active life. Thus, they need more amount of the oxygen, and the tracheal system provide them with sufficient amount of the oxygen. Now, this tube-like structure, these are the trachea, and this oxygen which goes through the spiracles, this run through these tubes, tracheal system, right? And this system, as you can see in this diagram, this is called the tracheal system, right? And now see what happened. Oxygen rich air rushes through the spiracles into the tracheal tubes and diffuses into the body tissue and reaches every cell of the body. And similarly, the carbon dioxide from the cells goes into the tracheal tubes and moves out through the spiracles, right? These air tubes and the tracheas are found only in the insect, not in any other group of the animal. It is this is the characteristic feature of the characteristics, or we can say feature of the insect only. Okay, now next is the earthworm. Now earthworm, we know earthworm breathe through the skin, and the skin of the earthworm, it is very moist, and it is slimy also. On when we touch it, we feel very slimy, है ना? Then the other animal as the leech, earthworm, these all are of the same group. The skin is moist and help in the exchange of the gases. Gases can easily pass through them, and though the frogs have a pair of the lungs like the human being, they can also breathe through their skin, which is moist and slippery. Then there are in your you can say according to your syllabus, earthworm and same. If we talk about the unicellular organism, via Euglena paramecium, they also absorb the oxygen through the normal body surface. Their body is the single celled animal. They are the single celled animal, तो normal जो cell का surface है वहीं से वो absorb कर लेते हैं oxygen को, and also it diffuses into the environment. Carbon dioxide diffuses into the environment. Okay, then about the frog, lungs and skin, both mode of the respiration are there. If it is on the land, then it respires through the lungs, and if it is in the water, then it respires through the skin. Okay. Now, Muju has seen in the television program that whales and dolphins often come up to the water surface, and they even release a fountain of the water sometime while moving upward. Why do they do so? Actually, whales and dolphins, these are not fishes. These comes in the category of the mammals, right? They have lungs inside. For the breathing, they have the lungs. They do not have the gills as the fishes have. They have the lungs. So because they have the lungs, then they have to breathe into the air. So after some time, approximately after half an hour, they have to come on the surface. They can be inside up to the half hour without breathing. Then after that, 20 minutes or half hour, they have to come on the surface, and they come on the surface and breathe. Then again they can go inside the water. And sometimes when they exhale, then water also, if they are under the surface of the water, then वहां से exhale करते हैं तो water also comes just like the fountain over the surface. Okay, then I told you about the frog, and now next is breathing under water. Now we will discuss especially about the water animals, fish, right? Then fish have the gills, and gills help fish to uh, breathe in the water. Gills are the projections of the skin, right? And other aquatic animals are also there, which no, they also have the gills to respire, and they take in the oxygen dissolved in the water and give out the carbon dioxide directly into the water. To do so, they have the special structures which are called gills. Sometimes gills are opened, these are visible, and sometimes they are covered with a flap that is called operculum. Now you can see in the diagram. Now see, numerous thin filamentous structure are these. You can see in the diagram also these structures. These are the gills. These structures are present inside the gills, and these filaments are surrounded by a dense network of the capillary around them. Exchange of gases takes place through these capillaries, which are present in these structures, and operculum, which is a flap-like structure over these gills that allow water to enter and pass through the gills to give the oxygen and receive the carbon dioxide, right? Finally, the water passes from the passes out under from under the water operculum. Fish opens its mouth after some interval of time. Then the water enters into the mouth. Then it comes out from the gills, and the oxygen which is dissolved in this water, that is absorbed by the gills. And after some time again it will open its mouth, then water will enter, then come out from this is the circulation of the water, and the dissolved oxygen is absorbed through the gills, right? And carbon dioxide is that is also exhaled, and it is also इसी water में छोड़ दी जाती है, right? Okay, now see, do plant also respire? Then yes, plant also respire, because respiration is the very essential feature of the all living organisms. Obviously, plants are also the living organism. That's why they also respire, right? Then they have to take oxygen inside, and they have to leave carbon dioxide outside. Then see, the cell in the cell, oxygen is used to break down the glucose, है ना? As in our body it is used, same happens in the plants also, and carbon dioxide and water is liberated in this process, and energy. In plant, each part can independently take the oxygen from the air and gives out carbon dioxide. जैसे हमारे में है, we have the lungs, and lungs absorb and it circulated to the whole body. Oxygen is circulated to the body through the blood. But in the plant, each and every organ independently can respire, right? Okay, then we know in the plants, leaf have the small pores which are called the stomata. These are the main site of respiration for the exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen, right? Apparently, wants to know whether roots which are underground also take in oxygen. If yes, how? Yes, root also take the oxygen. They also respire. They also take the oxygen. Like other living cells of the plant, the root cells also need the oxygen. So the air which is present in between the soil particle, you can see in this picture, This is a root. This is the epidermal hair, root hair. And the air which is present in these are the soil particles. These are the soil particle. And the air which is present in between the soil particle, this air is absorbed, or we can say it diffuses inside the root hairs. है ना? And by this way, root hair also respire. Right? Okay. Then we know all living beings, they need the energy. For that they have to take oxygen inside for the oxidation of food and release of energy. And one more thing, you know, woody stem, जो stem बहुत मोटे मोटे हो जाते हैं, है ना, they also have some opening, small opening on their bark. जैसे बड़ा सा पेड़ हो गया तो उसकी बड़ी सी trunk हो गई, then they also have the small pores on their bark, that is called lenticels. What they are called? They are called lenticels. Through these lenticels they breathe, right? Okay, then the chapter is completed, and if you have any problem, any query, then you can ask me, and you can write in comment box also, or individually you can call me. Okay, thanks for watching me.